On this final debate night, we know Americans are very focused on this race, with audiences for the first debate near all-time highs. More viewers watched Biden's town hall last week than Trump's. There's record-breaking early vote. And, of course, it's keeping us busy right here in the news and up late with some of our favorite campaign veterans pulling long hours and staying up with us, like Michael Steele, a former high-ranking Maryland official who you all know. He also ran the Republican Party and works with us as an analyst. He has a focus and an independence that's also now on display, we should note, in his public announcement that this lifelong Republican sees Biden as the answer this year. That's a view he shares in an influential new Lincoln Project ad. Now, I mention all that right now because we have something special for this last late night of debate coverage this year. Call it the unofficial marking of an unofficial tradition, Late Night with Michael Steele. That's how we've come to view these increasingly punchy sessions, as Steele, our beloved analyst, mixes with Steele's beloved inner Muppet, famously popularized, of course, on Jon Stewart's Daily Show. Michael, you didn't know we were doing this, but here we are. Welcome to Late Night, baby.
Dude, I've had my, you got me on that one. But look, I've had my Jell-O and my lemonade. I'm ready. Let's do this.
Do you? Do you approve of the graphic?
I absolutely approve of the graphic. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, we have to have a little
joint.
Yes, baby. We have to have fun where we can. And in that spirit, we are going to continue down the road of something we've done every late night, which is keep an eye on Americans' reactions to all this, including on the internet, where it's faster than ever. So we'll have Michael react to this. Biden's facial expressions were, of course, something everyone's getting in on. That includes, check this out, his own granddaughter, who teased Biden for making these same faces now that she makes when she watches reality TV. Here's one image of Biden going around, head thrown back, eyes closed in apparent pain as he has to listen to Trump. Someone posting, well, that's all of us. Another viewer made a GIF out of one of Biden's expressions saying, well, she couldn't resist. And that's right there on a loop. Michael, Steve Schmidt was saying earlier Biden was a good communicator with the expressions. Also, clearly people are just noticing it because some of it was funny.
Yeah. Look, you know, that first one, you know, he's got his head thrown back. That's the one we go, you know, it's like, oh Lord, please, Lordy. That's what that is. I mean, I can tell you what that look is. Yeah, you know, it's interesting because when you're on that stage with someone like Trump, and I've done debates with guys who kind of like whack-a-moles. You know, you just kind of, where are you, right? The best thing to do is exactly what you saw Biden do. Just kind of chill, chuckle when you otherwise want to cuss, and just kind of throw your head back. You know, now if you got more hair, it's a little bit more effective, but that has never been an issue. So that's not my issue.
Yeah, and it's, look, we're talking about communicating in this way where you want to deal with what the other side's saying, but not in a way that undercuts yourself. Trump clearly messed that up in the over-interrupting, but Biden sort of found that way. Right. Another set of memes making the rounds, Ariana Huffington, who of course has her own Huffington Post, proposes a bingo on the bingo card. Our own friend and colleague, Jonathan Capehart, put down the drinking game for witch hunt. Kamala Harris's niece, all the family members getting in on it, just saying, you know, maybe malarkey. Or I think that maybe... Yeah, Kamala family member. Yeah. How much do you think the internet echoes how people watch this thing?
Oh, it absolutely echoes it. And the winner tonight was none of those. It was, come on, man.
Come on, man.
That was the winner tonight. Come on, man. I mean, that is so Biden. It is so Pennsylvania. It is so Delaware. And I think that the internet does track that. They like that stuff. You know, you make the face, you have the phrase, it becomes a meme. It's a way people connect. And when you're a candidate in a position like Biden, it works for you. It also works for Trump, and to be honest and fair to him, I mean, he's created some of these memes and some of these, you know, moments as well. And, you know, a lot of his folks like it, but what it does is it engages people in the debate. And that's the most important part when you have these kinds of national events. You want people to be engaged. We'll all decide who won, who lost, what's up, what's down. but there's got to be a little bit of enjoyment in it. You know, there's got to be that moment where you go, yeah, you know, this is a little bit crazy. I like that.
Well, and let's be clear. This is the last time we can confirm these two will be in the same place together. Because if the president were to be reelected, then he would go on, Joe Biden would go on with his life. If Joe Biden is elected with this president, I don't think you can count on anything like the normal decorum of the transition meeting or inauguration day. I mean, there's no law that requires the president to be classy about that. So seeing them on that stage together, I was thinking about as Biden was, you know, basically shading Trump often as a liar, but in his own way. You know, malarkey. Jimmy Kimmel tweeting malarkey alert when Biden brought that up. Senator Rand Paul, malarkey exclamation point. And Biden himself, or maybe one of these strategists that are online as well, getting right in on it, malarkey exclamation point. And that was trending. And I mentioned that again, Michael, because we all engage in this different ways. This is a chance where people who don't maybe watch the entire debate, they get that flavor of it. And the idea that Joe Biden is saying that the president is full of BS, but in his own nice way.
Yeah, and you know, and people kind of take it up. You know, they repeat it, they respond to it. It's an old-fashioned phrase, and for a lot of us, it takes us back to our childhood. The interesting thing about Joe Biden, and I say this not just because I'm supporting him, but even before I got to that moment, the one thing I liked about him is that he is homespun. He is someone we've known and connected with for a long time. And, you know, the ups and downs, the gaffes, the moments, all of that in the package, I think people kind of look at it and go, people wanted to have a beer with. They liked being around him. And so that's a unique quality in politics, particularly when people don't want to give you a lot of respect sometimes, and they just want to throw a lot of shade your way. That quality is something that, you know, sort of it kind of endears you to people in a very special way. And Joe has that. And the interesting thing, again, not to slight Trump, he's got it, but it's different. You know, his is more bravado. His is more like beating the chest. Sure. You know, I'm macho, man, which is why he has that appeal with a certain, you know, certain groups within Hispanic community, Hispanic men, and with, you know, some black men. And that's the appeal he's going to try to sell and sort of pull votes with this November. We'll see. But those qualities then see themselves manifested on Twitter and on Facebook and other social media. And it's a way, again, the country engages. And I like that. I do like that part of it. It gets ugly sometimes, dangerously so, but it's good quality.
Well, that goes to the last one I want to ask you about, because everybody knows, however you text or wherever you keep in touch, or if you keep in touch with younger people, there's a different energy where even serious things sometimes get tossed off as, okay, you could say, that's terrible. Or you could just say, like, the laughing emoji is kind of like, I'm laughing at that and I'm done with it. GIFs, these little animated things that people share, work that way as well, because sometimes that just says more. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, what's an animated picture worth? Maybe 10,000. And that brings us to this.
A lot.
Exactly. And that brings us to the Abraham Lincoln thing.
Out there.
Yeah, because
one of my favorites is the kid coming running down the hall and he gets to the room. I don't know what he sees, but he makes that turn. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now, we saw with Donald Trump having the whole Lincoln racism thing, the Breakfast Club, which is a very popular show, used this right here. The idea that Trump's the least racist person in the world, and they show Soulja Boy just famously getting up and walking out of the interview. This is going viral. The griot joking Lincoln would want Trump to keep his name out of his mouth, and they gave that nice little Lincoln shot updated there. Michael, where does that fit in? Because, of course, yes, justice and race is serious, but these are also different people with a big following and thought leadership also just saying, please.
Yeah, and that's where in a political moment like that, when you have major institutions and certainly celebrities of a caliber that are, you know, people not just follow them, but take seriously what they say, they're socially engaged or whatever, when they smack at you, that hurts. That's a sting that lasts for a while. That's 280,000 views. That's 40,000 retweets and 75,000 likes, and you just see it. You just see yourself getting smaller and smaller in the moment. So that kind of drives that conversation as well. When you have, particularly Ari, when you have people who don't socially engage a lot, and then they make a statement in a moment like that when they put out a meme or something, it's pretty powerful. It goes a long way because there's someone who's not normally in the game or in that space. And when they get in that space, people pay more attention. So the effect is a little bit more powerful, lasts a little bit longer, stings a little bit harder, and or lightens the mood.
Yeah, all fair points. I'm going to tell you something because I try to keep it 100, Michael. You know that.
Now, hold on. Now, while you do that, someone wants to say hello. So I'll keep talking. I'll be right. Give me 30 seconds.
Okay, take your time. Michael Steele gets up from the interview. You don't see that in late night television all the time. I was just going to say there are aspects of campaign coverage. I'm talking to the empty chair. There's aspects of the campaign coverage that I sometimes think I'm not going to miss in 2020. I will miss our late night sessions. That's all I wanted to tell you.
I will too, and so will he. He will as well.
So he's always around. I didn't know he's right by you.
Yeah, he sits over. He's over on the desk over there. Yep, I know. Yep. And so he is my boy. He keeps me going. Say hello. Hi, Ari. Yeah, there you go.
Michael, as is so often the case, you've made our night.
Well, whatever I can do for the cause, right? We try, don't we? We try. We try.
There you have it. Michael Steele.
So what were you going to say?
You know what? There's only 11 days left. Why don't you bring him on every one of your remaining hits?
I think we can work that out.
All right, Michael Steele gets the last word in this segment, and we will be right back.